Make sure you don't cheap out on the gifts at my upcoming wedding, okay? If there isn't at least double the amount I get from the rest of my family coming from you, then I'm going to get upset. I might even make you leave my dad at that point.
Jordan, I'm not sure you should be saying things like that to me right now, especially at a time like this. I understand that you might be excited about the upcoming wedding and all that, but that does not give you the right to say such things like that to me or anyone.
What? I don't have a mom, though, so how am I supposed to know what to be saying? How about you tell me what I should be saying, since I've had to live my whole life with only a dad in my life? I've never had a kind mom to help me through anything like this.
I have been around you all your life, though, right? And I'd been trying to act as your mother the whole time, teaching you everything I thought you'd need to know. So don't use that whole I have no mom trick on me, because I have been here for 25 years helping raise you with your father.
What are you talking about? You think I've ever thought of you as my mom? Could you stop acting like you actually did anything that makes you my mom just because you were around me for a little while?
I'm not trying to act like I'm your mother, though. To be honest, I've just been around your father this whole time and thought it would be kind of myself to be helpful with you. And as far as I can remember, you always did view me as your mother figure. But I suppose that was all a lie then? Which is fine, I guess, but you still need to respect me for what I've done for you.
Stop acting like I should still be thinking of you that way, though. And respect you? No thanks. I'll have you know right now that I never agreed with you getting married to my dad. Like I'd ever want some useless grandma around in my life. I wonder what my dad saw in your old butt that made him think marriage was a good idea.
For some reason, it's starting to seem like you're acting even worse than before. Did I do anything to you recently? I know that for the past couple of years you've grown a little distant from me, but now it's almost like you're actually trying to make me feel bad.
That's because I really want for you and my dad to get a divorce. So why should I continue being nice to you when I'm trying to get you out of my life? And as for the actual wedding, I really hope you don't actually come to it. You'd ruin the vibe for everyone else there that shows up wanting to celebrate me. All of my guests would have to learn my dad got remarried to some shut-in grandma.
I understand that I work from home most of the time, but I wouldn't start throwing the word shut-in around. It does not make me feel good when you call me that.
Well, listen, I've been saying that about you this whole time. And to be real with you, when have I ever seen you actually working a job? Since you're always sitting in that room all day, I'm sure you're just playing video games or watching YouTube, right?
Just because you're not seeing me work does not mean I'm doing other things in there. What I'm doing is not just something I need to show you, and if I leave the door open for everyone all the time, I won't be able to focus. That's probably why you've never seen what I'm actually doing in that room. But I promise you that what I'm doing is related to my job.
That's what you say. Thank God my dad is such a nice man, right? If he was any more strict with you, then you'd never be able to continue playing those video games all day long, right? How about now that I'm out of the house, though, you go ahead and divorce him?
You really want your father to be alone that badly? Do you think that I'm taking him away from you or something?
If I say that I'm feeling that way, will you divorce him for me?
I'll put some thought into it, yes.
By the way, I'm already married at this point and will be going to my husband here soon. You know that, right? So since things between you and I will really be ending here, I'll let you in on one final secret. My dad, he's in love with a younger woman than you right now. She's a model, so recently the two of them have been going on quite a few dates with one another.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, so you really didn't know about any of this, huh? I kind of figured that someone like you would be clueless. I know there are plenty of older women who begin to stop thinking about the world around them as they've gotten older. But in your case, you must have completely forgotten that there are, in fact, better-looking women than you out there.
Would you please tell me what's going on here? Is your father really going out with another woman now?
I'm honestly not too sure, so you might want to go and talk with him about it. But from my point of view, I'm kind of thinking he does have another younger woman around. Just from the way he's leaving the house in a hurry sometimes, I can tell that she's got him all tied up in herself. Dang, Julian, there really is nothing left you can do now.
I see. Well, thank you for giving me a heads up. If this is really true, then I guess we're closer to a divorce than I'd ever thought.
But before you do get that divorce, make sure you allow me to have my wedding first. Wouldn't want to get any bad luck from you or my dad, right? Doesn't seem right to me to have my wedding after you both have cut ties.
It seems that everything must be about you then. All right then, if that's what you want from me, then I'll listen. As for right now, I'm going to start getting to the bottom of things with your father.
By the way, I wanted to talk about this month's allowance. Do you think you can up it a little for me? I have Jordan's wedding and all coming up. With what little you're giving me now, it might make things a bit tough for me come time that I have to help her with the wedding costs and her gifts from me.
What are you talking about, Richard? Month after month, you've already been asking me to raise your allowance for whatever reasons you have. Are there really that many things going on in your life that require you to get more money from me?
There's nothing crazy going on here. I just happen to have a lot of work on my plate, and that leads to me getting stressed out. So I want to use that money you give me to get some fresh air and relax a little bit. You're making all kinds of money with your job, so it's not like you have anything to worry about. So how about you just give me a bit more each month in my allowance? That way things can be a little bit more fair here.
If that's how you're feeling, then how about you leave that dead-end job you have and work for a company that actually values you and pays you more? I don't want you thinking you can just take my money and play around with it all the time. But find some work yourself, and I promise you'll start making more money and won't have to keep asking your wife for her money.
Hey, don't say things like that. We've both been working for as long as I can remember, at least while we've been married, right? Yet you're not going to let me have anything that you've earned? I thought that by being married, we were supposed to share what we made.
I've been letting you have quite a bit of it already. The thing is, you haven't been giving me anything in return. You take all that money you make and spend it all on yourself. Everything that has to do with this house, I'm being left to pay for. And for as long as I can remember, I haven't gotten any money from you to help me out, or even as a gift to show your love and appreciation for me.
But look, Jordan is going to be leaving us soon, so you won't have to pay for her anymore, right? That means you and I can have a little more fun with our lives, right? So you shouldn't be upset about giving me a bit more to spend every month. And as for that appreciation you're seeking from me, I give it to you every day by staying with you.
A little more fun with our lives? For some reason that makes it sound like you don't want to have fun with me, but rather have fun by yourself outside of the house. Hasn't that been where all my money has gone to already that I've given you? I'm sorry, but I'm not okay with that.
Hey, what's gotten into you? You've never spoken to me like that before. What happened to you today that's made you so stingy?
I'm starting to realize that your spending is a little suspicious. Up until now, I haven't really thought anything of it, but then I was being asked for money and gifts from your daughter, and she told me that she wanted more from me than anyone else in the family.
That sounds like her. She must have gotten that kind of greedy mindset from her mother. That woman went and took all the money she could get and ran from me. Jordan must have seen her mother doing all of that and ended up loving money and things just as much as her.
And you seem to be the same way as those two.
What was that?
Whatever. Jordan, what is this all about? Where is my seat supposed to be today? Did you forget to tell the wedding staff to set my name out?
Huh? I didn't forget anything today. I just made sure that there was no place for you today at this wedding.
What?
There's no seat here today for some fake wannabe mom like you. This wedding is only for my real family, so a stranger like you needs to get out of here. Just leave whatever gifts and money you brought for me up front and go home. You made sure to bring me a lot of things today, right?
Fake wannabe mom. Up until this very day, I have done so much to support you, yet after all of that, this is how I'm treated?
You just supported me out of your own desires. I never asked you for a single thing, right? If you're going to throw a fit about how unfairly you think you've been treated, how about you go outside and do it? We wouldn't want the security in this building to have to come and carry you out for causing a ruckus, right? But if that's what you really want, then go ahead and start crying.
I see. So this is really how things are going to be?
That's right.
And right now it seems your father doesn't care about what's happening to me and is laughing while I stand here patiently waiting. He told me already that you're the bride today and that if you don't want me here, there is nothing else I can do. He seems to think you want him to be alone today, and that makes him laugh out of happiness.
Awesome! Dad is so cool.
Why did I ever decide to stick my neck out for you guys all this time?
Don't worry, because you don't have to do anything for us anymore. Now shut up and get out of here. Or else I seriously will have the security team come and carry you out. You're not supposed to be here today, so get.
All right, I'm going then. And if you regret what you've done later on, I'm not going to listen to you whine.
You think anything's going to change today by you not being here? Stop thinking that you're all that important to any of us. I'm cutting ties to you today. Goodbye forever, you useless grandma.
Understood. I'll make sure to have these divorce papers handed in today. That will be my wedding gift to you.
Seriously? Thank you. Now I really can say goodbye forever to you. Hey, what's going on here? I'm being told that the wedding is now being canceled. They're asking everyone to leave the wedding hall now.
Who is this?
Oh, stop playing dumb, you idiot. I'm your daughter, Jordan.
I don't have a daughter, though.
You're really going to start telling crappy jokes like that now? Why are things turning out like this now? I never told anyone that I wanted my wedding canceled.
Well, don't worry, because I did.
Huh? What does that mean? How could you have canceled my wedding?
Well, I was the one who went and paid for the whole wedding.
What?
And since that wedding I paid for would not be seating me, I chose to have it canceled.
I have no idea what you're talking about. This whole wedding was all paid for by my dad. What the hell are you going on about?
And now that you say that, I'm sure that's how he explained things to you. But unfortunately, whatever your father was telling you was a lie. In reality, I was the one that paid for every little thing related to the wedding today.
What? Are you being serious?
Well, yes, of course I'm being serious. Isn't the fact that your wedding is being canceled right now clear enough evidence of that?
Why? If you're really the one who paid for everything, then why did Dad lie to me about it?
That's because your father wants you to continue liking him, and would rather you like him than me. And, well, that led to him trying to show off so that you'd stay with him instead of coming to me. Well, it's too bad things had to end this way, because now you're going to find out how poor of a father he really is.
No way. You have to be lying. I just went and asked Dad about this, and he won't say a word to me now.
I'm sure he won't. Because no matter how much he's tried to fake being the man of the house, the only true man of the house with all the power and money was me. That man can't do anything by himself, and you'll soon realize that.
You have all the power and money, but the one making the most money is Dad, right?
No, that would be me. Honestly, with your father, he's already been trying his best just to stay alive, and that's with the help of me giving him a monthly allowance.
Huh? What does that mean? I've never heard anything about that at all.
And that's because you never care to listen to what anyone has to say to you. I have talked about this many times now, about how I happen to work a very important job from home, and that I'm the one paying for everything in the home. And I have made sure that every time you tried to say I was only in my room playing games, that I am actually in there working diligently. Yet you never listened to any of those words I said, and continued to believe in that lie you made up about me. So don't get upset with me that you chose to live in your false reality.
Are you really making all that money from home? Well, I sort of had the idea that you'd been working a little bit in that room, but I just assumed that you were only making enough to support your hobby of gaming.
Well, you never actually cared about anything I was up to and would always leave the house to go out and mess around. That's why you have no idea what kind of things I was doing for work.
But I was always getting my allowance from Dad.
I know, and all of that money was coming from me. But your father wanted to make sure, no matter what, that you never found out about that. So I had to keep it a secret for so long that I was the one who really handled all her money to the family.
Why would you keep all of that a secret?
Because if I were to say anything, then your father would have been destroyed, right? He wanted to seem like this really cool father in front of you, and during those times I was in love with him. So I had to give in to what he wanted and keep everything a secret with him.
Wait, Dad is starting to get really upset right now. He wants to know why you'd start talking about all of that. He's telling me to tell you that all of that has nothing to do with my wedding.
What? Oh, such a loser. So that's all he has to say about what's going on? What do you think of him, Jordan? Do you really still find your father to be a really cool guy after he went and kept all of this stuff about his income and money to you a secret?
I really want to get pissed off at him right now, and what he's done is totally uncool and makes me want to say goodbye to him forever, too. Why have I respected my dad so much all this time?
Right? I was thinking that myself, and that's why I gave up on keeping that secret from you. So there you go. That's why I've told you the truth, yet it seems your father still wants to keep the truth hidden from you.
I get it now. I get it all now, so you can come back here. You can come back here and join my wedding as long as you tell all of the staff it won't be canceled.
You really think something as wonderful as that is going to happen for you? I told you already that I'm going to get this divorce, right? I knew something like this was going to happen today, so I made sure to prepare in advance. That's why all of your things are out of the house now, and I'll go ahead and toss them for you, okay?
What? What are you talking about now? Wait, does this mean the house is also...
That's right, my name is on the house. I've been the one renting the house this whole time, and pretty soon here I'm going to be moving out. I've really wanted to get myself a proper office for work, and so I was thinking it'd be best to get myself an office and then set up a bed in there to sleep. I'll have the lock and everything changed to the house, so both you and your father can stay out of it now.
Wait a second. Things are going way too quickly for me. I never heard about any of that either. Aren't you being a real jerk right now, tossing all my things out of the house like that?
Wasn't all of this what you wanted, though? I am giving you the gift of a divorce between myself and your father, yet you're going to get all upset about it now?
You don't have to divorce Dad anymore. Please come back here. You have to do something about what's going on here. All of the groom's family is getting really upset with me now and are threatening to take him away from me.
Wow, sucks to be you then, I suppose. Too bad that I don't care. Honestly, I'm sure they're all happy to learn about the true person you and your father are before having the wedding. They're probably thankful for what I've done.
Shut the hell up! Do you have any idea what this will do to my life?
You think I care about some complete stranger's life? Be happy that I gave up 25 years of my life supporting you and your father. Be thankful for all that.
I understand, and I am very thankful for all you've done. Thank you so much for everything, Mom. So please come back here now.
I don't ever remember being your ATM, all right? So stop it with all of that fake appreciation for me and get real. Really, do you have any idea how much I've done with your father? Always needing me to do everything for him, even going as far as asking me to pay for your whole wedding, and then on the day of, stabbing me in the back. I think the both of you need to spend some quality time in hell for this.
Don't say things like that. I'm not kidding when I say that right now things are really crazy. Dad's girlfriend just showed up to the wedding. She just started to tell him about how back in the day she did some things with his older brother. He knew about how she used to work as a prostitute and would take advantage of her all the time.
Oh, she's talking about that stuff now? I knew there was something wrong with her. But to think she did something as wild as that with his brother.
What? Do you know her?
After you gave me a few hints about how your father was cheating on me, I decided to delve into it a little bit more. I got my lawyer involved and we hired an investigator to have a look at what was going on with your father and her. We needed to know about who she was and what she was up to.
You went and did something like that?
And as for the allowance I was handing your father each and every month, most of it was going to that woman and the time he spent with her. I want all of that money back that I wasted on him, so I'll make sure this settlement I get from him is huge.
Settlement?
You thought I'd just skip all of the fun? I know about how he's been with her for the longest time now, cheating on me. And, well, cheating on me while married gives me the ability to take action against him. I'm still in the talks with my lawyer, so please give me just a few more days.
Wait, this can't be happening. Dad doesn't even have the money to pay you back.
You think I care about him having the money or not? If he doesn't, then he'd better start moving his ass and making that money for me.
We're being asked to pay for the rest of this wedding now. We don't have that kind of money on us. Please come here and do something about this, Mom.
Who is this mom you're talking about? You would never be calling some stranger that, right? You and I have cut ties completely now. So would you shut your mouth and let me have the peace of being free from you both that I deserve?
Please don't say things like that, Mom. I'll apologize to you for everything my dad and I have done. Don't abandon the both of us at a time like this.
Up until a few days ago, I had been trying my best not to be bothered by everything your father and you were doing and just focus on my work. But now that I think about it, I should have gotten rid of both of you long ago before things came to this. Now, I've told you what this divorce is, right? It's that present you asked me for before your wedding that's better than anything anyone else will give you, right? And you losing your wedding and going into debt with your father is something I believe suits the both of you well. So please take that next step forward and fall into the hell you've created for yourself. After everything that happened, the rest of the groom's family had had enough of Jasmine, and they all began walking out of the wedding hall, officially ending the event that Jasmine had been so excited for. For her, this was supposed to be the happiest day of her life, but it had turned into an absolute disaster. The sight of the guests leaving, one by one, was something I'd never forget. The once vibrant and joyous atmosphere had quickly transformed into one of awkwardness and tension as the last of the groom's family made their way to the doors. In the midst of it all, Jasmine tried to salvage what little dignity she had left, but it was clear that the day had spiraled out of control and nothing could save her at that point. Jasmine had previously claimed that she was already married to her fiancé. She said it just to make me feel worse, like there was some deep reason for her to abandon me, for me to feel the sting of her leaving even more acutely. But I knew that it was just a lie. She said it to manipulate me, trying to get under my skin and making me question everything I had ever believed about our relationship. Of course, in the back of my mind, I knew it was nothing more than an attempt at emotional manipulation. She wasn't married to anyone else. She was just playing games, pretending like she had some great new life ahead of her, knowing full well she had no future to go to once this whole sham of a wedding came crumbling down. As the rest of the groom's guests continued filing out of the hall, Jasmine's own guests began to leave as well. The wedding she had been so excited for was officially over, and there was no hiding it anymore. The hall, once full of life and chatter, had now become a shell of what it once was. All that was left was Jasmine and Carter standing there in the middle of it all, surrounded by the wedding staff who were asking for the remainder of the payment. The air in the room was thick with tension, and it was clear that this was not the way things were supposed to go. The staff was insistent the remaining balance of $5,000 still had to be paid, but neither Jasmine nor Carter had the means to cover it. The whole situation was falling apart at the seams. Jasmine, in a desperate attempt to save face, wrote a check for the amount, knowing fully well that it would bounce in a couple of days. She knew the trouble it would cause. It was clear that she didn't care about the consequences. She was more concerned with the immediate embarrassment she would face if she couldn't come up with the money on the spot. But even that wasn't going to work. The check would be worthless, and the consequences would be worse than she could imagine. By the time Jasmine and Carter arrived back at the house after the wedding, they were both in for yet another shock. Everything they owned had been thrown out into the yard. The doors were locked, just as I said they would be. They were effectively locked out of the house, and they thought they would still have a place in. Their world was crumbling down around them, and they had nowhere left to turn. I wasn't even there at the time, but I watched everything unfold through my doorbell camera. It was almost like watching a train wreck in slow motion. They sat outside for hours, begging to be let inside. They pleaded, tried to reason with me, and I wasn't interested in listening. I didn't care about what they had to say. I wasn't going to let them back into the house. They were reaping what they had sowed. They had manipulated, lied, and hurt me, and now it was time for them to face the consequences of their actions. Eventually they gave up, their voices hoarse from shouting and pleading. They walked away, but before they left, they had one final heated argument. They screamed at each other, blaming one another for everything that had gone wrong. Jasmine blamed Carter for not stepping up, and Carter blamed Jasmine for everything that had led them to this point. It was a vicious back and forth of accusations and anger. After a while, they both ran out of energy and ran off, completely defeated. In the days that followed, they moved into a cheap apartment. The place was bare, no furniture, nothing but what they had left from their old life. It was a sad, pathetic sight. I knew they had nothing to their name. They were living in a place that could barely be called a home, trying to put together a life that was already falling apart. But I didn't care. They deserved it. Not long after, my lawyer visited them, letting Carter know that the divorce had been finalized. Carter and I were officially exes. It was over. There was no turning back, but along with the divorce papers came a reminder of the settlement Carter owed me. He was given 3 months to pay the amount, or I would take him to court and raise the amount I was asking for. I wasn't sure he would be able to get the money together, but it didn't matter to me anymore. The settlement was a small price to pay for all the pain they had caused me. The truth was I didn't need the money. I already had more than enough to live comfortably, and I knew that Carter and Jasmine would never be able to get anywhere near what I had. The divorce was already a victory in my eyes, and the money was just a small bonus in the long run. It would help me move on, but it wasn't going to define me. The real win was being free from them. As time went on, Jasmine and Carter both came to regret their actions. They regretted not appreciating me, not realizing that all I had done for them. They sat in that tiny, empty apartment crying about what they had lost. They would never have what I had. They would never know the peace and freedom that I now had. But that didn't concern me. They deserved everything they were going through, and I wasn't going to waste any more time thinking about them. In the end, it was just karma catching up with them, and I had no doubt that when the wedding hall found out about the bounced check, they would go after Jasmine and Carter, adding yet another layer of misery to their already ruined lives. They would have a new kind of hell to live in, and I couldn't help but laugh at the thought of it. As for myself, I reached a point where I knew I had to let go of the past entirely. Ending the lease on the house I had rented was the first step toward closing that chapter of my life. It was more than just a decision about a place to live. It was symbolic, a way to finally move on from all the negative memories that had accumulated there. The house, once a space I had thought of as a home, had turned into a constant reminder of the pain, betrayal, and emotional toll I had suffered at the hands of those I had once called family. Every corner, every room held echoes of arguments, manipulations, and broken promises. It was clear to me that the house no longer had a place in my future. I wasn't interested in staying in a place that had been tainted by the past, and I decided to make a fresh start. I didn't need the space that the house had provided for me. Instead, I chose to focus on something that would give me more independence and control: my work. I ended up finding a decent-sized office space downtown, a place where I could immerse myself completely in my career and leave the wreckage of my previous life behind me. It was the perfect decision for me. It wasn't just about the physical space, but about what that space represented. It was a fresh start, a clean slate, and I was ready to make it my own. The office was spacious and well suited to my needs. It wasn't luxurious, but it had everything I needed to be comfortable and productive. There was a small kitchenette inside the office, which was a nice touch. I could grab a cup of coffee or prepare a quick meal without needing to leave the building, something that made my workdays feel more efficient. More than that, the office space was a place I could call mine. It wasn't shared with anyone else, and it didn't come with any emotional baggage attached. This was a new environment, one where I could focus entirely on what mattered most to me, my job and my future. In addition to the main office area, there was one room adjacent that had plenty of potential. The moment I saw it, I knew it could serve as a small bedroom for me. I didn't need anything extravagant, just a quiet space where I could sleep and recharge when I needed to. It was perfect for my current lifestyle, allowing me to combine both work and rest in the same place. It wasn't a permanent solution, but for the time being, it worked perfectly. I didn't need a large apartment or house to live in. What mattered was that I had a place that was mine, where I could build a routine and focus on my career without distractions. For now, this office space is where I'll be living, and I couldn't be more content with that choice. I've realized that I don't need the distractions or complications that came with living in a traditional home. Here I can channel all of my energy and attention into my work, and that's exactly what I've been doing. For far too long, I had invested so much of myself into people who didn't appreciate me, into relationships that drained me emotionally. I had poured so much of my time and energy into others that I had forgotten to invest in myself. But now, with this new space and renewed focus, I'm finally able to turn that around. My work is where my attention lies now, and it feels incredibly liberating to be able to dedicate myself entirely to something that is meaningful and rewarding. This change in focus has been transformative for me. I found a sense of purpose and fulfillment that I never realized I was missing before. The shift from focusing on toxic, draining family dynamic to invest in my career has allowed me to grow in ways I never imagined. No longer do I have to worry about the selfishness and greed that defined my past relationships. I'm finally free to focus on my future and what I want to achieve without constantly being dragged down by people who don't care about me. I've learned that I don't need anyone's approval or validation to be happy. The family I once had was filled with selfish, manipulative individuals who took and took without ever giving back. Their priorities were always about themselves and what they could get from me, never about what I needed or wanted. They were people who never appreciated the things I did for them, never recognized the sacrifices I made, and certainly never acknowledged the love and effort I put into maintaining those relationships. They only saw me as a means to an end, and when I stopped giving, they showed their true colors. That realization has been freeing for me. The more I reflect on it, the more I understand that my life will be so much better without them. They were a weight I carried for far too long, and now that I've cut ties, I feel lighter and more at peace. It's been a slow journey, but I've learned to let go for the need of approval and acceptance from people who were never capable of giving it. In place of that, I've focused on building something for myself, something that I can be proud of. Living here in this office space is a small step in the right direction. It's not about luxury or material possessions. It's about creating a life for myself that is grounded in purpose and self-sufficiency. I no longer need to rely on others to feel validated or secure. My work is something I can control, something I can shape and mold into something meaningful. This is my time to shine, to focus on my career, and to build a future that doesn't depend on anyone but myself. And while I know that I am not where I ultimately want to be in life, I am content with where I am right now. I've made peace with the past and the choices I've made. The pain and struggles of the past no longer define me. They've become lessons, stepping stones that have helped me grow into a stronger, more independent person. I no longer feel the need to prove myself to anyone. The family I once had is a distant memory, and their actions no longer hold any power over me. Now I have the freedom to focus on my own future, and that's exactly what I plan to do. This office space, this new life, is all mine, and it's just the first step toward building something real, something lasting. And for the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm on the right path. I'm not just surviving anymore, I'm thriving, and that's all that matters. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Soon Sarah's wedding is coming up. Are you mentally prepared for it?
What kind of question is that? Mental preparation? Well, I guess I'm ready. Why are you asking such a thing? Is this how you're reaching out after so long? I told you before that I had things I wanted to talk about too.
I just didn't respond because I didn't have anything to say. I just wanted to check if you're ready for the wedding, just to be sure. If you're ready, then that's fine. I don't need to keep bothering you.
What is this message? I thought you were reaching out after such a long time, but you've been saying nothing but terrible things since then. Even so, you better show up for Sarah's wedding. This is her big day, after all.
That's my line. You better act with some decency, even if it's you. At least for that day, show some respect. It's the last chance.
Huh? Last? What do you mean by that?
That's none of your business. See you later, old woman. Don't keep sending me messages like this.
Old woman? Do you even realize you're the older one here?
Will you and Dad both come together to the wedding? I've arranged the seating together. I hope that's okay.
Huh? Why are you worried about that? Of course we'll go together. Don't worry about it.
Mom, you don't need to hide it anymore. Maybe you've been keeping it from me for my sake all this time, but I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 30 now. I can see what's going on between the two of you.
That's not something you need to worry about.
Of course, I can't just ignore it. I'm your only daughter, you know. I do care, but more than that, what I want to say is that you don't need to hide it anymore. I honestly wish you told me sooner. But I know you must have had your own reasons for timing it, right? But now I'm getting married, so from now on, I want you to be more honest with me, like never before.
I didn't know you felt that way. But you're right, you're not a kid anymore. 30 years old. That's quite an age.
30 years? So you and Dad have been together for 30 years now. Isn't that enough time for everything?
I didn't know you were this aware of it. But it's not something we could keep hiding. All right, from now on, I'll be honest and tell you everything.
So there's something I want to say too. Can I say it?
Huh? What is it that you want to say?
I don't feel comfortable saying it in a message. Would you be able to meet in person this weekend or whenever you have time?
I have plenty of time, no plans at all.
Okay, I'll talk to you then.
I'm curious about what it is, but I'll wait.
Mom, weren't you shocked? Now I'm wondering if I said something I shouldn't have. I kind of regret it now.
What are you talking about, Sarah? Shocked? I'm well past being shocked. Long ago. In fact, I should thank you. You've done such a good job collecting all the information after all.
I'm glad you were happy, but I hope I didn't make you feel down.
No, I've long passed the point of being upset, so don't worry. I appreciate what you did. Don't feel guilty about it. We'll handle things our way, and you just focus on your own happiness.
Do you think I can be happy?
What's this, pre-wedding jitters? Why are you feeling insecure now when you're about to get married? And with such a wonderful partner, too.
But can anyone really be happy forever?
Maybe it's our fault you're feeling this way, but happiness is something you create for yourself, and I'm happy. I've been happy all along, thanks to you.
I see. So that's how it is.
Everyone's happiness looks different, you know. Maybe you don't fully understand it now, but that's okay. For now, just enjoy the wedding. I'm looking forward to it too. So I'll see you on the wedding day.
I've put up with this for 30 years. Isn't that enough already?
What are you talking about all of a sudden?
Enough is enough. Set me free already. I want my freedom too. I don't want to go back to that house anymore.
Well, it's fine if you don't come back.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying I don't want to go back because of you. For 30 years I've been living an inconvenient life because of you. Isn't that enough? I'm going to be free now.
Yeah.
Hey, are you listening to me? Our daughter is married now, so there's no reason for us to stay married. I've endured for 30 years, but now I can finally get away from you. We're getting a divorce.
Yeah, I already submitted the divorce papers.
What?
That's what I mean, right? You want a divorce, right? Actually, I'm the one who's been putting up with it. I've already submitted the divorce papers you left for me, and they've been accepted. It's done. We're now officially strangers.
What? You already submitted the divorce papers?
Yeah, I did. It's funny, isn't it? We were both thinking the same thing. When Sarah got married, I was planning to get divorced too, so I already filed the papers before you even said anything. Honestly, I don't understand how you can act like the victim, but now we're strangers, so isn't that great?
What the hell? If that's the case, why didn't you just say it earlier? I don't have to be tied to you anymore. This is the best life ever.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'm glad you feel that way. By the way, don't ever come back to this house.
What?
You said you don't want to come back here, so this is perfect, isn't it? Should I send your things to your lover's house? Or should I send them to your office? Which one do you prefer?
Wait! What are you talking about, lover?
Do you really think you can still hide that? There have been several different people, but you've been cheating all along, haven't you? You didn't put a penny into the house where you live, just kept giving money to your lovers. And you didn't think I would find out? That's what's really surprising.
What the hell? That's just your own assumptions. I won't admit to anything. I'm not cheating. If I admit it, it's over.
If we're divorced, it's fine, isn't it? We're strangers now. I don't have anything else I want to say, but I will be claiming alimony, so make sure you're ready for that.
Huh? Alimony? Are you kidding? There's no way that's happening. You have no proof, and you filed the divorce papers without my consent. So what's this about alimony? Who's going to pay for that? Not me, that's for sure.
Well, you see, I do have proof, and I've already consulted with a lawyer.
Huh? Proof? Lawyer?
Actually, the lawyer said I should wait a little longer before filing the divorce papers, but I really wanted to get this divorce done quickly. Patrick, I couldn't wait to be free of you. Still, I've been preparing to ask for alimony. If you want to avoid a lawsuit, I suggest you start thinking carefully about how to handle this.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about? There's no proof. Did you hire a detective or something? You must have made it all up.
If you want to know how the proof was gathered, why don't you ask Sarah?
Huh? Sarah? Why is Sarah involved in this? We've kept our issues hidden from her all this time. She shouldn't know anything about this.
I thought the same thing, but it seems Sarah knew everything.
Huh? And what's this proof?
A few days before Sarah's wedding, she contacted me. When I went to meet her, she handed me photos and data that were proof of everything. I don't know how she gathered this evidence, but I do know one thing. She's known everything for a long time. She's just been waiting for me to take action.
Take action?
You've been acting like the victim, saying you've endured for 30 years, asking to be set free, but honestly, aren't you just an idiot?
What did you say? Who are you calling an idiot?
I'm the one who's been putting up with it all this time.
Huh? You?
I've been wanting a divorce for so long. But I waited, thinking of Sarah, until she was married. But in the end, it seems like everything was already known. I should have just divorced you and thrown you away long ago.
Thrown away, huh? What are you talking about? The one who's getting thrown away is you!
Huh? I won't be bothered by a divorce. I don't feel like I'm being thrown away at all. You said you didn't want to come back to this house, so I'm really asking you not to come back. I'll send your things, but they'll be on delivery, so you'll have to pay for them.
That house is also mine! You should be the one leaving!
Did you forget that this house was inherited from my mother?
Huh? Is that so?
Yeah, it's been in my name from the beginning, so it's my house. You don't have any rights here.
Huh? What? So you're not gonna give me the house? Fine, I'll just throw away that crappy house. Send my things to the address I told you.
Well, I already sent them last night. And I've already sent a notice about the alimony to your lover's house, too.
Huh? You sent a notice about alimony?
According to Sarah's investigation, you've been married. Your lover didn't know that. Honestly, that's really low. There were several others, too. Apparently some of them were really young. Sarah was shocked. Can you explain why you were after someone younger than Sarah?
Stop it! Don't say weird things! Stop accusing me! What do you mean you contacted my lover? Who did you contact? Why won't you just let me go free?
Let's stop pretending you're the victim. No one's going to feel sorry for you. Oh, by the way, if you don't intend to pay alimony, I'll send the certified letter to your company as well.
Huh? My company has nothing to do with this.
Oh, you're getting anxious now. If you can really deny everything about the affair, then why are you so worried and panicked? There's no need to worry, right?
No, it's because you're saying weird things about my company. That's why I'm panicking. It doesn't even make sense.
Well, it doesn't matter if you panic or not. I've already decided to let my lawyer handle everything from here on out, so there's no point in contacting me. Well then, I'm glad we're finally strangers after the divorce. Goodbye then.
Hey! What the hell did you do? You sent that weird message to her house. Because of you, I got kicked out of the house.
Oh, you got here surprisingly quickly.
How can you stay so calm? Do you even realize what you've done?
Well, I think you're the one who's finally admitting what you've done. Wasn't it just earlier you were arrogantly saying something like it was a baseless accusation?
That's not important right now. It's a completely different matter.
It's not different at all.
Anyway, it's because of you that I got kicked out. I can't return to the house until we've talked and resolved this, so I'm going back to your place. You leave. I don't even want to see your face.
What kind of convenient thing are you saying? I'm not letting you into this house. I've changed the locks.
Huh? What are you saying? This is still my house, you know.
No, we're divorced now, so we're strangers, right? I've already sent all my stuff to my new place. It's my house, my name is on the deed, and I've been paying for everything, so you don't have any right there, okay? If you try to break in or something, I'll call the police. Are you okay with that?
The police? This was my home for 30 years! What are you even saying? You're gonna call the police over this? You're gonna get the police involved in our stupid fight?
You're so loud, you bald idiot.
Bald? What are you talking about? I'm not bald.
Anyway, you have no rights to this house, and you can't kick me out. You can't throw me out. It's impossible. If you don't want me to call the police, can you just not come here? If you do, I'll have to get in touch with Sarah too, and I don't want to involve her any further.
Well, I guess so, but throwing me out of the house and bad-mouthing me to her too? You really are a wicked woman, aren't you?
Huh? Now you're going to be looking into defamation charges. I'm considering it seriously if you don't stop.
Isn't it true? How far do you plan to push me? I've been putting up with this for 30 years.
I've been putting up with it too. You were cheating and you treated me terribly. I had to live with a husband who could only mock and belittle me for 30 years. This is the result, and honestly, it's not surprising at all. By the way, it was Sarah who introduced me to the lawyer.
What? Sarah did? Why the hell would she do that?
But the truth is, I honestly thought that once we got divorced, that would be enough. I was okay with just cutting ties with you. Luckily, I had the divorce papers ready, so I planned to submit them right after the wedding. But Sarah thought about it, and she really cared, so I decided to do things properly.
I've done everything I could for Sarah as a father, yet this is how you repay me? This is too cruel!
You might have forgotten, but the woman you've been belittling every day, me, was Sarah's precious mother. Isn't this the natural outcome?
But that's...
There's no point in saying anything more. You're over 50 now, so you should be able to handle this yourself. Take care of everything from here on out.
Please, don't be like this. I'm trying to be serious. I've been thinking maybe there's still a way for us to work things out. Please, let's talk properly.
Oh, now you want to talk? After everything? After all these years? What exactly do you want me to say? Do you expect me to just forgive you and go back to the way things were? That's not going to happen. It's too late for that. You've made your choices and I've made mine.
No, that's not what I mean. I didn't want things to get this bad. I never wanted to hurt you. I didn't know how to fix it all.
Fix it? It's too late for that. There is nothing you can fix anymore. You had your chance. You had years, decades even, and what did you do with them? You cheated on me, you disrespected me, you treated me like I wasn't even worth your time. Now you want to pretend that you've suddenly realized your mistakes?
I know it was wrong, but it's hard, okay? You're right, I did mess up, but can't we at least try to make amends? At least try for the sake of Sarah, for the sake of our family?
For Sarah? You're really going to bring her up now? Do you think she doesn't know what you've done? She's been through all of this too. You're not the only one who's been hurt. We both have, and now we both have to live with it. I'm not going to go back, no matter how much you beg.
I don't want to beg. I don't want to be like this. But what am I supposed to do now? Where am I supposed to go? I have nowhere else to turn.
That's not my problem. You should have thought about that before. I am done being your emotional crutch. I've spent enough years holding things together for both of us. Now it's your turn to face the consequences of your actions.
Please, Alyssa, I can't do this on my own. I've realized I messed up and I've been trying to make it right. You're the only person who ever really understood me. I don't want to lose you. I'm sorry for everything I did. Please, don't shut me out like this.
You don't get it, do you? You didn't lose me just now. You lost me years ago. You can't undo the damage you've done. It's not just the affair, it's everything. It's the way you treated me, the way you took me for granted. Do you honestly think a few words can make up for all of that?
A few words? What are you talking about? I never took you for granted. I loved you, Alyssa. I loved you more than anything. I know I messed up, but please let me prove that I can be better. I can change. I can make things right.
No, I don't believe you anymore. You've said that so many times, and every time you have failed. I am tired of hearing your empty promises. You don't get to walk back into my life like everything is fine. I've already started living for myself. I'm happy now, and I am not going to let you drag me back into your mess.
I'm not dragging you anywhere. I just want a chance to make things better. Just one chance, please.
You had your chances, but you didn't take them. This is where we are now, and I've accepted it. You need to accept it too.
I just don't know what to do!
Well, figure it out. You're a grown man. This isn't about us anymore. This is about you taking responsibility for your own life. So pay the alimony, stop bothering me, and get out of my life for good. That's all I ask.
You're right. You're right, Alyssa. I've been a fool, and I'll never be able to make up for what I've done. But I want you to know that I truly regret everything. I'll pay the alimony. I'll do whatever it takes to make this right, even if I can't fix what we had.
Just do it already and don't ever come back. This is the end, and there is no going back.
Mom, are you really sure you don't want to send that certified letter to the company? I thought you wanted to make Dad suffer a little.
Well, it's fine now. I think he's already suffered enough, don't you? He's not getting away without consequences. He's lost everything. He doesn't have a place to live anymore, his savings are all gone, and now he's in debt. And if he ends up losing his job on top of everything else, it'll be a real mess for him. It's not like he's going to be able to find work easily now. I'm not sure where he'll go from here.
Maybe that's true, but you're being too lenient, Mom. I mean, if it were me, I could never forgive him for what he did. 10 years of cheating? How can you just let that go so easily?
You're angry on my behalf, and that's enough for me. But living your life just to get back at someone isn't the way to go. Trust me, it's exhausting. I don't want to spend my life trying to get revenge on him. That's not the kind of person I want to be. And honestly, he's been paying alimony. He's doing what he has to, and it's in installments. That's something at least, and I feel like it's enough. I've made my peace with it, and I'm starting to feel better now. I'm finally starting to feel happy again.
I get that you feel better now, and if you're happy, then I'm happy for you, but still, I just can't get over how much he did to you. How can you just move on so easily from all of it?
I know it's hard, but I've spent so many years suffering, holding on to all of this anger. I've loved like that for far too long, and I don't want to keep holding on to that hate anymore. I just want peace, and I think it's the right thing to do. Besides, it's not like I haven't gotten anything in return. He's paying alimony, and I'm not going to dwell on it anymore. I'm going to focus on the future.
I see what you mean, Mom, but it's hard to just let it go, you know? I still can't understand how you can forgive him for everything. He was with someone else for all that time. Doesn't that hurt?
It does hurt, more than you can imagine. But I've had to make a choice. If I want to move forward and live a good life, I can't let him ruin my future. I've already wasted too much time on him. Now it's time to focus on what really matters. Me, my happiness, and what comes next. And you know what? I'm actually feeling a lot more peaceful now. I'm not angry anymore.
If you're happy, that's all that matters. I just want the best for you, Mom. I know I've been upset for you, but you've always been strong. You don't need anyone to take care of you, right?
You're right, you don't need to worry about me. I know I'm strong. But thank you, really. I appreciate that you care. I never thought I'd get to this point. I was so angry for so long, but I've realized that life is too short to keep holding on to all that pain. I don't want to waste any more time.
You're so strong, Mom. I don't know if I could do what you've done. You've been through so much and still you're here, standing tall.
It's not always easy, but I've made it this far, and I'm proud of where I am now. But enough about me. I am so proud of you too, you know. You've always been there for me, even when things were tough. You've been my rock.
I've always tried to be there for you, Mom, but I've also learned a lot from you. I've learned that forgiveness isn't about letting someone off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the past, and that's what you've done.
Well, thank you for saying that. It's taken me a long time to get to this point, but I think I finally understand it. And I'm happy. For the first time in a long while, I'm really, truly happy. You know, I never expected things to turn out like this, but I think it was the best choice for me.
I'm glad you're happy, Mom. That's all I ever wanted for you. And if anything ever happens, if you ever need me to do anything, just say the word. I'll always be here for you. But I know you're going to be okay on your own. You're stronger than you know.
Thanks, sweetie. I know I can always count on you. But just so you know, if you ever end up in the same situation, you better call me, and I'll make sure I'm around long enough to get that person back. But Seriously, I hope nothing like that ever happens to you. I really don't want you to go through the pain I did.
I know, Mom, and I promise I won't ever put you through that. But thank you. You've shown me what it means to stand up for yourself no matter what. You're my inspiration.
You're welcome, dear. Just remember you deserve to be happy, and don't let anyone make you feel less than that. Now, go live your life the way you want to. That's the best thing you can do. My ex-husband Patrick seemed to be managing to rent a room and get by while continuing to pay alimony to both me and another woman. It's not ideal, but he's somehow surviving, scraping together enough to meet those financial obligations, even though I can't imagine how he manages it all. It's strange, though, thinking about how everything ended between us and how he's now living a life where he's financially tied to both me and another woman. It's almost like he's trying to balance between two worlds, but neither of them really offers him any happiness. I can't say I feel sorry for him. He made his choices and now he's left to deal with the fallout. From what I hear, he's barely managing, but it's his own fault and I am not about to lose sleep over it. What frustrates me even more is that even now I still receive messages from him. Messages where he expresses this desperate hope that we can get back together. It's almost like he hasn't fully processed what happened between us, as if he's still clinging to this unrealistic belief that somehow everything could be fixed if he only tried a little harder. He sends these texts, probably hoping that maybe this time I'll have a change of heart, but I've completely ignored him. I haven't even bothered to read them. I don't need to. There's nothing for me to say. There's nothing that could be said to fix anything. What's the point? He doesn't deserve my time or attention anymore. He doesn't understand that I've moved on and that it's over. I've done all the processing I need to, and now there's no turning back. It's not even about holding a grudge. It's simply about realizing that I deserve so much more than what he could ever give me. I'm not going to let his emotional manipulation affect me anymore. He had his chances and he blew them all. Every time he reaches out, it's just a reminder of the years I wasted on him, the years he took for granted. He never truly appreciated me, and I am done trying to make him see things from my perspective. That's the part that gets me the most. He never took responsibility for his actions. It's all about him, and now he's trying to make it seem like we can go back to what we had. But it's too late. It's been too late for a long time. There's nothing left for him here. There's nothing left for me to give. The funny thing is, it's not just me he's been trying to reach out to. I heard from Sarah that he's been messaging her as well. Apparently he's been sending messages, almost as if things could go back to how they were, as if there was no such thing as betrayal or hurt. He seems to be holding on to this belief that if he just reaches out enough, if he just keeps trying, then maybe everything will fall back into place. But Sarah's done with him too. She hasn't responded to him, and she doesn't plan to. She told me that she feels bad for him sometimes, especially when she sees how he's struggling, but she also knows that reaching out to him again would only drag her back into this mess. She can't afford to get emotionally tied up in that again. It's a strange thing seeing someone you once cared about, someone you thought would be a permanent part of your life, trying to hold on to something that's already been lost. It's almost like watching a person desperately flail about in the water, trying to grasp at anything to keep them from sinking. But I've told Sarah the same thing that I've been telling myself. He is not our responsibility anymore. He made his choices, and now he has to deal with the consequences. We've both moved on, and we can't let him drag us back into his emotional turmoil. He's already done enough damage. But I can't help but wonder if he really understands what he's done. Does he truly know the weight of his actions? Has he realized how much pain he's caused? How much he destroyed by making all those selfish decisions? I think it's possible he doesn't. If he really understood the full extent of what he's done, he wouldn't be reaching out like this. He'd understand that the door is closed. He'd realize that no amount of pleading or apologizing is going to change what's already been broken. But maybe he's too wrapped up in his own self-pity to see that. Maybe he's still trying to justify everything in his mind, still looking for ways to make himself feel better, to convince himself that he wasn't entirely in the wrong. Either way, I've made my peace with it. I've spent too many years dealing with his mistakes, with his lies and broken promises, and I'm done with it. I'm not about to go back into that cycle. I've worked hard to move forward, to build a life for myself that's separate from him and his drama. I can't let him undo all the progress I've made just because he's having a hard time facing reality. If he wants to fix his life, he's going to have to do it on his own. I'm not here to rescue him. I'm not here to comfort him. It's not my problem anymore. As for Sarah, I know she's struggling with it too. I can see the conflict in her eyes when she talks about him. Part of her still wants to be the person who helps, who comforts, but she also learned that it's not her job to fix him. She can't afford to get dragged back into his world of chaos and guilt. He's toxic for both of us. And while it's sad that he's in this situation, it's not our responsibility to save him from it. I think part of her still feels sorry for him, but I've reminded her that she can't let that pity turn into something more. He is not the man he used to be, and he doesn't deserve her time or energy. He's shown us who he really is, and it's not someone that we can trust, not someone we can depend on. When I think about him now, I can't help but wonder how he's managing. Is he still juggling alimony payments to both me and the other woman, or has he found a way out of that financial mess? I imagine it's a constant struggle for him, but at the same time, I don't feel bad for him. He's made his bed, and now he has to lie in it. I wonder if he even realizes how his decisions led him to this point. Well, probably not. He's probably still too caught up in blaming everyone else for his problems, unable to see that the root cause of all his troubles is the person he sees in the mirror. I hope for his sake that one day he comes to terms with it, but it's not something I'm going to lose sleep over. At the end of the day, I am done. I've moved on, and I am not looking back. I've got my own life to live, my own future to plan for, and I am not going to let him hold me back. I don't owe him anything. I don't owe him my forgiveness, my attention, or my emotional energy. He had all of that and more, and he squandered it. So now I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on building a life that's healthy, that's free of the toxic drama he brought into our lives, and if he ever realizes the truth, that's on him. I've done everything I can, and now it's time to live my life without him. Sarah is living a happy and peaceful life with her kind, family-oriented husband. They seem to be a perfect match, and their life together reflects the warmth and stability that so many people hope for. From what I can gather, Sarah truly enjoys her everyday routine, where she gets to balance work and household chores in a way that brings her satisfaction and contentment. Her life is settled into a comfortable rhythm, where the simple pleasures of caring for her home, spending time with her husband, and fulfilling her work commitments bring her joy. Each day feels like a small victory in a much larger picture of happiness. As for me, I can't help but sometimes reflect on how my life has turned out. I'll admit I look at Sarah and feel a sense of envy, but not in a way that resents her good fortune. I think more than anything, I wish for the same sense of peace and happiness that she's found. When I think about everything that happened between us, about my marriage and what led to my decision to divorce, I feel a strange mix of relief and gratitude. Despite the pain and the struggles, there's a certain freedom in knowing I made the right decision for myself. I often find myself thinking that maybe, just maybe, I was the one who was really holding on for too long. For so many years, I kept thinking that things would improve, that if I just tried harder, everything would work itself out. I think I convinced myself that I was the one who needed to keep pushing forward, that somehow I was the one who had to make it all work. But looking back now, it's clear to me that I had been enduring far too much for far too long. I had been the one making all the sacrifices, swallowing my own discomfort, trying to make things better when there was no real reason to believe they would be. It's easy to tell myself that I had to be the one to hold things together because it felt like it was my responsibility. But in reality, I was just wearing myself thin. And that, I think, is what made it so hard for me to walk away in the first place. It wasn't that I hadn't tried fixing things. I did. For years, I tried. I tried to communicate, to make compromises, to do whatever I thought was needed to make the relationship work. But over time, I realized that no matter how hard I tried, nothing really changed. And so eventually, I had to come to terms with the fact that staying in that situation wasn't doing anyone any good, least of all me. When I finally made the decision to divorce, it felt like the weight of the world had been lifted from my shoulders. I could breathe again. It wasn't easy, of course, but I knew it was the right choice. I had spent so many years trying to hold everything together, trying to be the one who made it work, that when I finally did let go, it was like stepping into a whole new world. I'm not saying that the decision was without its difficulties. It wasn't easy at all. But I came to understand that the longer I stayed in that unhappy situation, the more I was stifling my own happiness, my own growth. The thing is, I was exhausted from carrying the weight of a relationship that wasn't giving me anything in return. And once I let go, I was finally able to focus on myself for a change. I had been so caught up in trying to make it work for someone else that I had neglected my own needs and desires. Once I realized that, it felt like I had opened a door to a whole new chapter of my life. A chapter where I could finally be myself. Now that some time has passed, I find myself appreciating the little things more. I've learned to find joy in the simple moments, like the satisfaction of keeping my home in order, the joy of being able to focus on my work without distractions, and the quiet comfort of knowing I don't have to live with constant tension anymore. I've also learned to surround myself with people who uplift me, people who genuinely care about my well-being. I didn't always have that before, but now it's one of the most important things in my life. I realize now that being surrounded by positivity is essential for my happiness, and it's something I truly value. As for Patrick, I have no ill will towards him, and I do hope that he finds the happiness he's looking for. It's strange, isn't it? After everything that happened between us, after all the hurt and the struggles, I still wish him well. It's a bittersweet feeling, really. I don't want to sound naive or overly sentimental, but there's a part of me that hopes he's found peace too. I know that I had my own role in how things turned out, but I also know that we both had to make our own choices. And sometimes those choices lead us to different paths. I don't think it's so much about forgiveness as it is about understanding that life moves on, and we all need to move with it. If Patrick has found someone who makes him happy, then I'm glad for him. After everything, I can't help but wish him the best. I've learned that harboring anger and resentment only holds me back. It's easy to look back and think about all the things I would have done differently, but in the end, I realize that what's most important is what's happening now. I've moved on, and I hope he has too. Life has a way of pushing us forward whether we're ready for it or not, and I've learned to accept that, to embrace the future and whatever it holds. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
So, you're my husband's brother's wife, right? Man, it feels weird to say that. Like, that makes us practically nothing, right? But anyway, this is Annie's number, isn't it?
Can I ask who this is?
I'm Jerry's wife, Cindy.
Oh, Cindy. I remember you now. Yeah, that's right. I'm Joey's wife, Annie. I'm trying to think. The last time we saw each other was your wedding, wasn't it? It's been far too long.
Yeah, sure. Sorry to message you out of the blue. Anyway, Jerry and I decided we were going to come and stay with his folks for a few days this weekend. You and your husband Joey are living in his parents' house, aren't you?
That's right. A while back, his parents got in a car accident which left them both injured. We've been living with them ever since to help them out with taking care of the house, cooking meals, that sort of thing.
Oh, are you? Okay, then you'll need to get one of the rooms ready for us to stay in. And one more thing, I want you to get some good food for us. And I mean good food, okay?
Oh, really? Oh, that's a bummer.
I was planning on making bad food, so you'll just have to deal with that. Are you serious right now? You're gonna make bad food for us on purpose?
It was a joke, Cindy. I'm sorry, I guess my brand of humor is a bit too dry for you.
You call that humor? Ugh. Anyway, your poor attempt at a joke aside, your older brother and his wife are coming to stay with you. And remember, that house is not yours. It's my husband's parents'. They're allowing you to live there. That means you need to work overtime to ensure that we are comfortable and satisfied. Think about it this way. This is a test for whether or not you're worthy of being a member of this family.
It's a test? Uh-oh, I never got very good grades in school.
That doesn't surprise me at all, honestly.
No, that was... Oh, forget it.
Well, this is a far more important test than any you've ever taken before in your life. You should be thanking me for deigning to tell you about it. It's up to you to prepare some of the best food we've ever seen. Anything less than that, and it'll be like throwing mud on the family's name. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, sure, Cindy. I'll do my best.
Hi there, Jerry. How are you doing these days?
Annie, it's great to hear from you. We're doing fine, no complaints here. How about you? I know it must be hard for you and Joey to take care of our parents all the time. I really appreciate everything you do for us.
Oh, it's no trouble, really. By the way, I just got a message from Cindy. I guess you guys are planning on staying here for a few days this weekend?
Yeah, that's right. I was planning on letting you guys know later on today. I hope it's not going to be too much trouble, since I'm sure you guys already have your hands full. I'm actually really looking forward to getting out of the house and having some company. To tell the truth, it's been kind of difficult adjusting to living with Cindy.
It won't be any trouble at all. You're more than welcome. And I totally understand about you and Cindy. You guys haven't been married all that long, and living with another person 24/7 takes some time to get adjusted to. That's why I thought I'd dust off my chef's cap and whip up something just like I did in the good old days. That'll be just the thing we need to help us all come closer as a family.
No way! Are you serious? You're actually gonna cook for us? Oh man, I don't know if I can afford that. How much do you need to make it worth your time?
For the family? Absolutely nothing.
No, I can't let you do this for free. I feel like at the bare minimum 10 Benjamins are in order.
Nonsense. I am serious. I don't need anything, okay? I'm doing it because I want to. So, do you have any requests? What are you in the mood for?
Good grief, somebody pinch me. I must be dreaming. All right, let's see. How about something Italian? That shouldn't be too much trouble.
Italian? Coming right up.
Man, I am so jealous of my brother and parents. They get to eat your cooking every day. I do most of the cooking for us, but I've kind of gotten tired of eating my own food.
Well, I'll prepare an Italian feast that will have your taste buds tingling all the way into the new year.
Stop! I can only get so excited before I have a stroke or something.
All right, well, I'll let you go now then. We're looking forward to seeing you guys. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Have you no shame? I told you to prepare some good food, not whatever pig slop this is. I mean, did you buy this from a convenience store or something? I feel like I'm going to get food poisoning just by looking at this stuff. Excuse me? Did you just call my cooking pig slop? That's incredibly rude and uncalled for, Cindy. But not even half as rude as what you did with the food I worked all day to prepare. I thought you were taking it into the kitchen to serve it onto plates. But you threw it all into the garbage? You're apparently incapable of comprehending the English language, so this is the only way I could get through to you. I was clear about my expectations for you, and you failed miserably. The family's oldest son and his wife came home to your house to visit, you uncultured cretin. You should have gotten us a professionally catered dinner. I am talking lobster, caviar, and sushi. You know, the food that people who actually matter eat. I have never in my life met a woman as senseless and classless as you. It pains me to even call you a woman. I don't believe the way you're talking to me right now. I don't believe what an awful hostess you are. I didn't ask you to cook anything by yourself. Who would want to eat anything that your filthy hands have touched? I mean, what is this stuff anyway? Did you just buy canned pasta sauce from the store? That might be good enough for someone with a caveman's taste in food, but some of us have more discerning tastes. My God, when I think that my poor husband's parents and little brother have to put up with eating this every day, it brings a tear to my eye. Plus, the smell of your cooking is just awful. I might have to get out of here. I think I might go and pick up some fast food instead. I spent all morning and afternoon getting this dinner ready for you guys when you got here, just for you to throw it all away and insult me? You might be my brother-in-law's wife, but there is only so much a person can take. Oh yeah, and just what are you going to do about it, huh? Don't you understand how low you rank around here? Your husband is the youngest son of the family, and you're living with his parents. That basically means you're nothing but a maid. Is that how you really feel? Duh. Honestly, I can't believe you actually agreed to move in with them. If Jerry told me I had to spend all my days babysitting his invalid parents, I think I'd divorce him on the spot. I see. Well, then in that case, allow me to save you the trouble of divorcing me. I'd rather die than stay married to a vile woman like you. Huh? What's with you all of a sudden? You're not my husband. Actually, I am, and I never want to see your face again. Wait a second. Jerry, is that really you?
That's right. I saw Annie's face turn pale as a ghost while staring at her phone, so I knew something must have been up. And knowing you, chances were that you were involved somehow, so I took the liberty of looking at the screen over her shoulder. I am so disappointed in you, Cindy. Ever since we got married, you've gradually let more and more of your true personality show, and I do not like what I'm seeing. Frankly, I don't think I'm going to be able to put up with you for the rest of the week, much less the rest of our lives.
Jerry, you are way overreacting to this. I mean, it's not like I'm the only one at fault here. Annie shares just as much of the blame as I do. Just look at the garbage food she tried to serve us. I have never felt so insulted in my life as when she put that stuff on the table. We came all the way out here to visit them, and she thinks she can serve us run-of-the-mill supermarket slop?
That run-of-the-mill supermarket slop was made by one of the most prominent chefs in the local food scene.
It was? Who?
Annie!
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. She's a professional chef who runs multiple high-end restaurants in the city. She got her start working as the chef of a 5-star restaurant I used to go to back when I was younger. She gradually worked her way up to where now she's the one overseeing the entire chain.
No way.
And since she's moved up to management, she's not cooking anywhere near as much as she used to. Today was supposed to be the first time I tasted her world-class cooking in years. But then you had to come along and ruin it. Not only did you insult her cooking, you threw it away? What's wrong with you? Your atrocious behavior is so infuriating, it's almost comical.
Jerry, wait, I had no idea she was such an amazing chef. I didn't know anything about her history until you told me just now.
To be honest, that's not even the biggest issue for me. You took something that she had worked all day to make for us and threw it in the trash. It wouldn't matter if she was a world-class chef or the worst cook in the world. You don't do that to someone. And since I see that you have absolutely no remorse for what you did, I don't think I can be with you anymore. I'm sick and tired of your stuck-up personality.
Please, Jerry, don't say that. Look, I can admit that I was a bit harsh on her, but I was thinking about you. We're the ones who were coming to visit them, so shouldn't she fix food that you and I like? We're both big seafood fans, aren't we? We've always gone out to that fancy sushi restaurant downtown for our anniversaries, and you always make me stuffed lobster on my birthday. She knew that, so she could have at least had some kind of seafood delivered to the house.
You're joking, aren't you?
Is there a problem with seafood?
My little brother Joey has a major seafood allergy. He can't eat shellfish or anything else of the sort. And it's not just eating seafood that triggers his allergies. He can't even touch dishes or silverware that have come in contact with it. Don't you remember the first time you came to meet my parents? You suggested we all go out for sushi, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
And I know for a fact that I told you about Joey's allergies at the time. Not only that, I also told you that his wife was a chef that day. Did you really forget all of that?
I guess I did.
Yeah, I expected no less. You don't think about anyone but yourself, and I'm done dealing with you.
Jerry, no.
You said you want to go get some fast food? Be my guest. After you're done eating, don't even think about coming back here. I don't want you to come anywhere near my family's house ever again. You can find a hotel or something else in the area to stay at tonight. I'll contact you once I'm ready to talk about what happens next.
Jerry, don't go. Won't you at least listen to my side of the story?
I'm not interested. Goodbye.
Jerry, please. Hi, Cindy. Just letting you know I gave the luggage you left at the house to the people at the front desk. You can come down to pick it up whenever it's convenient for you. And with that, I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening. Annie, wait, don't leave yet. I'm coming downstairs right now. I've got a thing or two to say to you, and you're gonna hear me out. Actually, I'm not. Both my husband and Jerry have told me they don't want me to speak to you in person anymore. Also, my husband drove us here, and he helped me carry your luggage inside. For what it's worth, I think he's even angrier with you than Jerry is. Are you sure you want to come down here and face him? He may have a thing or two to say to you himself. This is so unreal. Why is everyone on your side? Well, Jerry profusely apologized to me the second he pushed you out the front door. And his parents seemed unpleased with what you did tonight as well, so yeah, I'd say you're right. Oh, and by the way, I actually made a lot of food today. There was still plenty left over that I hadn't put out on the table yet when you threw everything away. Everyone was able to eat their fill tonight, so you don't need to worry about us going hungry or anything. You also don't need to bother to come down here and apologize. It's neither needed nor wanted. I don't care about your dinner. All I care about is that your insensitivity just caused me the most humiliation I have ever suffered in my life. You're saying that I was the insensitive one tonight? I'm sorry, you're going to have to be more specific. Exactly what did I do that was insensitive? You didn't tell me anything that I needed to know. I had no idea that you were some kind of super chef or that Joey has bad allergies. If you had simply told me the truth, none of this would have happened. You see,
If you hadn't hidden a lot of crucial information from me, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in right now. So I think it's clear to any reasonable person that none of this is my fault.
So let me get this right. You're saying that if I weren't a super chef but was just an ordinary housewife, and if my husband Joey didn't have severe food allergies, then you could have thrown away all the food that I cooked and demanded I order a bunch of expensive food for you? And that would have all just been hunky-dory, is that right?
That's not what I'm saying.
It kind of is, though. The thing is, Cindy, I've been kind of uncomfortable with your behavior for some time now.
What? You got a problem with me?
Originally, you and Jerry were the ones living together with his parents in their family's house. But then the two of them got into a car crash, leaving them with some substantial injuries. They could still make do by themselves, but there were a lot of things they would need help with. And it was around that time that you started saying that you wanted to move out of the house, isn't that right?
Yeah, and what of it? I got a job at a company out of the state. I had to move. And after we moved out, you guys moved in, right? So what's the problem? You're all doing fine, aren't you?
Yes, we're doing quite well, thank you. Jerry even comes down here by himself on weekends to visit with us. I'm enjoying having my in-laws company too.
Okay, then why are you bringing this up? What are you trying to say?
I was just thinking about something you said to me earlier. If Jerry told me I had to spend all my days babysitting his invalid parents, I think I'd divorce him on the spot. Do you remember saying that? It was only a few hours ago.
Well, yeah.
Jerry was telling me that back when you guys lived here, you barely ever did any of the housework. You always pushed it all off onto his mother. And you say that you got a job out of state, but there are plenty of companies in your industry that are much closer. Many of them pay better than the place you applied to as well. That seems odd to me.
Yeah, well, no one asked you. Seriously, what's your problem? So I don't want to cook and clean and all that boring stuff. That's no business of yours. And what woman in their right mind would want to live with their mother-in-law breathing down their neck? Why do you always seem like you're having such a good time playing house with a bunch of geezers? It ticks me off just looking at you.
Is that why you were treating me so poorly while you were here? That's awfully childish of you.
You're the one who's name-calling. Jeez, I didn't know you had such an awful personality.
Well, I mean, I'm no saint. I'm actually quite upset at what you did to me. Jerry, Joey, and their parents are all incredibly warm, kind-hearted people. The reason I seem so happy all the time is that I genuinely enjoy their company. But I think that between the two of us, seeing how you abandoned Jerry's parents in their time of need and pressured Jerry to do the same, I'd say that demonstrates pretty well that you're the one with a far worse personality.
No, it doesn't.
Is that really all you have to say? Nuh-uh. I guess that's not surprising. It's hard to come up with a good comeback to the plain and simple truth.
Leave me alone!
Gladly. Oh, and I'll be showing this entire conversation to Jerry when I see him later.
What?
Is it that big of a deal? He already read our earlier text exchange.
Yeah, but that was before
Before you admitted that you pressured him to move out because you didn't want to do any housework and take care of his parents? Yeah, I'll bet you wouldn't want him to see that. But he's going to anyway.
Wait, stop. Please don't do this.
Good night, Cindy.
Annie, no! Jerry, what's going on? I just picked up my stuff that Annie and Joey brought to the hotel, and when I opened my suitcase, there was a stack of divorce papers on top. Worse than that, you've already signed them? Why are you doing this, Jerry?
Honestly, I should have done this a long time ago.
What?
Listen, Cindy, do you remember why we were going to my folks' house for the weekend in the first place? You've been making massive withdrawals from my savings account, taking cash directly out of my wallet. You've even been selling some of my personal things at a pawn shop for cash. I can't trust you anymore. And I told you that I was thinking about divorce. We were gonna come home this weekend to explain the situation to my parents to help make it less of a shock when we actually did get divorced.
Well, yeah, but I told you that I don't want to get divorced. So that means we just have to find some way to work through our differences.
That's not how it works, Cindy. When one half of the couple throws in the towel, that means it's game over. Your parents live pretty far away, so we haven't been able to visit them in person, but I talked to them on the phone. You know what they said? They said they were sorry for not raising you better and that I should do whatever I feel is right. In other words, they're on my side and don't object to us getting divorced.
My mom and dad said that?
I've told my parents about the situation too. The problem is that you just won't listen to reason, so I had no other choice. I was going to talk to you in front of my own family and have you sign the divorce papers then and there. And yes, my parents knew that was the plan and they were okay with it.
I don't get it. Why don't you understand? I told you I don't want to get divorced, period. End of story. We're staying married. And as for the other stuff, we're married, and that means what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. It doesn't matter if you had all the money saved up from before we got married. I had every right to help myself to whatever I needed.
There you go again. When I tell you something important like my brother's allergies and his wife's occupation, you forget it. When I say I want a divorce, you ignore me. When I tell you not to steal my stuff without my permission, you come up with some bizarre excuse for doing it anyway.
Well, excuse me for expecting I could rely on you for support. It's not so easy being a wife, you know. I have problems too.
I'm well aware of that. That's why my parents and I were going out of our way to accommodate you and make you comfortable. We knew you weren't very comfortable doing housework, so my mom always took the lead and did the lion's share. And as for me, I always did as much of the heavy lifting stuff around the house as I could. My dad, too, was constantly asking me if there was anything we could do to make you feel more at home. But when my parents got hurt, what did you do? Absolutely nothing!
Yeah, well, I had a good reason for that.
What good reason could you possibly have to refuse to help your own family? In the end, we had to push all the things we should have been doing onto Joey and Annie. Don't you feel guilty about that at all?
Of course I do. I'm really grateful to Joey and Annie for everything. Stop talking about me like I'm some kind of monster.
I don't know. Saying you'd sooner divorce me than help support my parents was pretty monstrous.
I can explain that.
Don't bother. I'm not interested in hearing it. I've learned my lesson with you. An explanation is never an explanation, just another excuse. Once you sign those divorce papers, send them to my parents' house. I'll go to our apartment while you're not there to pick up my stuff. I'm terminating our lease at the end of the month, so make sure you pick up your stuff before then.
But, Jerry, what am I supposed to do from now on? I can't make ends meet on just my own salary.
Are you serious? You can't even take care of yourself?
Yes, I'm serious. So if you're really going to abandon me like this, at least give me something to help me get started.
All right, that's fair. We are still married for now.
That's right.
So here's some free advice. Sell all the high-end handbags and shoes you bought with the money you took from my account.
You can't actually expect me to do that.
You should be glad that I'm not demanding you pay me back for them. Sell them and use the money to get yourself started. That's all the help I'm gonna give you.
But come on, I really like all that stuff. And how am I supposed to face my coworkers wearing normal shoes? They'll notice all my good shoes and handbags are gone right away.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will. You just don't understand. You know what? If you're going to be that way, then I'm not signing anything. And if I don't sign them, that means we're still married.
If that's the way you want it to be, fine. I'll talk to my lawyer about my options. See you in court.
Court?
Those are your options. Take what you've already taken and walk away, or I'll take all of it back. It's kind of ironic. I read your text exchange with Annie, and you were telling her this weekend was going to be a test whether she was worthy of being in the family, right? Looks like you should have been more concerned whether you were worthy yourself. Now, I strongly suggest you don't do anything to make me change my mind on giving you a choice.
Okay, Jerry, you win.
So, things got a little weird yesterday, huh? Sorry about your food getting thrown away yesterday.
It's okay, Jerry. There's nothing you need to apologize for. I'm sorry I talked about helping you work things out with your wife. I didn't know how bad things were between you.
Nah, you had no way of knowing. I only ever told my parents about what was going on. I should have let you know too.
I guess I can say this now that you're getting divorced, but that woman has zero self-awareness.
Tell me about it. I have no idea what I was thinking marrying her. I feel bad about the trouble I caused you and my parents too. One day while we were still living there, Joey came over to visit. Then Cindy just started complaining about anything and everything. That's when Joey offered to live there in our place, and I was so sick of Cindy's complaining that I took him up on it. I shouldn't have done that.
Hey, doing what's best for your wife is what any husband would do in normal circumstances. It's just that your circumstances were far from normal. Anytime you're hungry, feel free to stop by. I'll whip up a fresh batch of whatever you're craving. After all, I still owe you for introducing me to your brother. I've had people send their compliments to the chef before, but asking if I wanted to date their brother, that was a new one. And it's like I told Cindy, I like my life here just fine. Thanks for being such a good big brother, in-law, to me, Jerry.
And thank you for being such a good little sister-in-law. Take care of Joey for me, you hear?
Sure thing. So, did I pass the test? Am I worthy of being part of the family?
Oh yeah, with flying colors.
In the end, Cindy ended up willingly signing the divorce papers. At first, she tried to get alimony and a share of Jerry's assets, but he was ready for that. His lawyer told her that if she did that, then Jerry would press charges for theft. That would stick her with a criminal record and a massive fine in addition to paying him back. She didn't put up a fight after that. She tried to move back in with her parents, but they kicked her right back onto the sidewalk. They told her they were embarrassed to be her parents. Word about her divorce and the circumstances surrounding it spread throughout Cindy's workplace. She wasn't well liked as things stood, so this just cemented her position as the least popular person in the company. The constant cold shoulder from her colleagues got to be too much to handle, so she quit. As for me, things have settled down around here, and I'm enjoying my life. Jerry comes by for dinner pretty often, and he offers to pay me ridiculous amounts of money every time. It feels good to have my skills appreciated, but I wish he would take no for an answer.